ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so we are in the 10th chapter, verse 21st. Once someone asked Prabhupada that what is your view about Saint Francis? So he was a reporter, a Christian reporter, and he said, what's your take on Saint Francis? And then Prabhupada turned towards his disciples and asked, who is Saint Francis? And what is his philosophy? So the disciples, those who were from the Christian background, they said that he was one of the saints, and his philosophy was that sun is my brother and moon is my sister, and everyone in the world is related. They are all my relatives. So Prabhupada became so happy, he said to the reporter, Saint Francis was a pure soul because he had the correct understanding of what this world is. We all, in fact, are part and parcels of Krishna. And Krishna will always provide for someone who sees everyone with this vision. Okay, so the secret I'll be revealing at the end. So please be, because the reason I thought about it, as most of you have already been with us for the first batch of Bhagavad-gītā, you are in the second batch now, few of you are in the first batch, but still you have been consistent. So I think now it's time to see Bhagavad-gītā in a total high elevated way. Okay. So, but let's begin with the verse. So I think we covered 21st. That said, of the Adityas I am Vishnu, that is Vamandev. Of lights I am the radiant sun. Of the Maruts I am Marichi, and among the stars I am the moon. So we will begin with the 22nd verse. You all can raise your hands, and if Chaitanya Prabhu is back, you can line them up. Yes, Prabhuji. You can start reciting this one, Prabhu.
वेदानां सामवेदोऽस्मि देवानामस्मि वासवा इन्द्रियाणां मनश्चास्मि भूतानामस्मि चेतनः. Of the Vedas I am the Samved, of the demigods I am Indra, of the king of heaven, of the senses I am the mind, and in living beings I am the living force, consciousness.
Purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. The difference between matter and spirit is that matter has no consciousness like the living entity. Therefore, this consciousness is supreme and eternal. Consciousness cannot be produced by a combination of matter. For instance, today in the lecture, if you heard Prabhupada's lecture from the morning sadhana card, he said that if someone dies and let's say someone's father left and they're crying for their father, but the body is still there, isn't it? The hands, the eye, everything is still there, but you're calling out, Father, Father, and then there is no response. Why? Because there is no consciousness. When there was consciousness, then the father would have replied, oh, yes, son, I can hear you. But now there is no reply because the consciousness has left the body. That is why it is said here that consciousness cannot be produced by a combination of matter. That is completely spiritual. So, here Krishna says, of the Vedas I am the Samaved, of demigods I am the king, Indra. Of the senses I am mind, and in living beings I am the living force, that is consciousness. So we discussed this, that Krishna is the best of the best. This is what he is demonstrating in few verses over here. Yes, next one.
Yes, Gitanju Prabhu. Rudraణam sankarastasmi vittosmi rakshasam Vashunam Pavakashasmi Meru Siksharinam.
Why do I feel that we have covered this? I opened 10:21 because Chaitanya Prabhu asked a question from 10:21, right? That is why it was open. So I think we have. Yeah. So I think we covered this. I told you about Yaksh and I told you about Lord Shiva and Kartike. Did we do that one?
Prabhuji, I think we were supposed to continue from 24th.
24th? Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, Purodhasam cha mukhyam vam mam vidhi partha brihaspatim tenani namaham skanda sarasamasmi sagara. Of priests, O Arjun, know me to be the chief Brihaspati. Of generals, I am Kartikeya, and of bodies of water, I am the ocean. Indra is the chief demigod of the heavenly planets and is known as the king of the heavens. The planet on which he reigns is called Indralok. Brihaspati is Indra's priest, and since Indra is the chief of all kings, Brihaspati is the chief of all priests. And as Indra is the chief of all kings, similarly Skanda or Kartikeya, the son of Parvati and Lord Shiv, is the chief of all military commanders. And of all bodies of water, the ocean is the greatest. These representations of Krishna only give hints of his greatness. Indra, we all know, the name is Purandar Maharaj. Indra is a post, and he resides in heavenly planet called Swargalok, and the capital is Amravati. His guru, the guru of all the demigods, is Brihaspati, and the guru of all the Asur demons is Shukracharya. Okay? And Kanda, Kartikeya. Who is Kartikeya? We know he is the elder son of Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva has Kartikeya and Lord Ganesh, two sons. And this Kartikeya is the commander-in-chief, Senapati of all the demigods. So whenever there is a fight between the demons and the demigods, it is Lord Kartikeya who arranges the army. He heads the army and he leads the fight with the Asuras. He is a great warrior. And in Krishna Leela, he became Krishna's son known as Samba. So that is Kartikeya. And of the bodies of water, he is the greatest, that is the ocean. Moving ahead, 25th verse.
Yes, Krishna Mataji.
Maharsheenam Brigur Aham Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam Yajnanam Japa Yagyosmi Sthavaranam Varanam Himalaya. Translation: of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of immovable things, I am the Himalayas.
Brahma, the first living creature within the universe, created several suns for the propagation of various kinds of species. Among these suns, Bhrigu is the most powerful sage of all the transcendental vibrations. Om. Omkar represents Krishna. Of all sacrifices, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, is the purest representation of Krishna. Sometimes animal sacrifices are recommended. But in the sacrifice of Hare Krishna, there is no question of violence. It is the simplest and purest. Whatever is sublime in the world is a representation of Krishna. Therefore, the Himalayas, the greatest mountains in the world, also represent him. The mountain named Meru was mentioned in a previous verse, but Meru is sometimes movable, whereas the Himalayas are never movable. Thus, the Himalayas are greater than Meru. So, Bhrigu Muni is one of the greatest sages. So, even in the elevated planetary systems, they don't understand, or there is always a constant debate that goes on that who is the supreme person. So once they were not able to recognize who is the supreme out of Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. So they wanted to test, but they thought who can actually test them. So they all reached to Bhrigu Muni. And then Bhrigu Muni agreed. He said, okay, fine, I will test all three. So first he goes to Lord Brahma. And when he goes to Lord Brahma, the custom is when you meet someone who is higher in post than you, then you have to pay obeisances, you have to offer prayers. If you don't do, then that is considered as an offense. So when he went to meet Lord Brahma, he did not offer any prayers, he did not bow down. So Lord Brahma became offended by his behavior. So he comes out from Brahmalok. Then he goes to Lord Shiva. And as Lord Shiva saw him, he ran towards Bhrigu Muni to embrace, because they are both brothers. So he went and he tried to hug Bhrigu Muni. But immediately Brigumani, he took a step back and then he started criticizing Lord Shiva that, look at you. You really think I am going to touch a filthy person like you? You are always covered with ashes. You have a snake around you, never take bath. You never wear any clothes. You are running naked like a mad person. You think you deserve to embrace me or touch a sage like me? Then never do this again. So Lord Shiva also becomes very enraged and he wanted to burn Bhrigu Muni, but then Mother Parvati, she pacified Lord Shiva that don't do this. He's a sage. So just respect him for his post. So then he goes away from there, from Shivlok. From Kailash, he goes to now Vaikuntha to meet Lord Vishnu. And at that time, Lord Vishnu, he was in Yoga Nidra. He was sleeping, resting. And Mother Lakshmi, she was serving Lord Vishnu by pressing the feet. At that time, he goes Bhrigu Muni and he kicks on the chest of Lord Vishnu. And immediately, and Mother Lakshmi, she is shocked. And immediately Lord Vishnu, he wakes up, he gets up from his Yoga Nidra and he just holds Bhrigu Muni by his hand and apologizes. He says that, oh sage, great sage, my chest is very hard. You kicked my chest. So did you hurt yourself? I'm really sorry about that. And at that time, Bhrigu Muni, he gets to know that who is the greatest among the three. So he offended Lord Brahma by his mind, by not offering prayers. He offended Lord Shiva by his words, by criticizing him. And he offended Lord Vishnu physically by violence. And that is the greatest offense. By mind, I can ignore someone. That's a subtle offense. By words, I can criticize someone. But if I slap a devotee or something, and here he's kicking the supreme person, just imagine the audacity. And what did Vishnu say? Lord Vishnu said that, oh, I'm really sorry, you must have hurt your feet by kicking my chest. Then he declared that, oh, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, it's Lord Vishnu who is in fact the supreme personality of Godhead. So that is Bhrigu Muni. But Mother Lakshmi, she took an offense because she could not bear the sight of a sage kicking her husband. So then she cursed Bhrigu Muni and all the sages that going forward, I will never reside with you. Meaning, you all will become poor and will have to beg. That is why you see the priest, mostly they have to beg. They are not very opulent materially.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Am I
Krishna.
audible?
Yes, now you are audible.
Yeah. Okay. What is the last thing you heard?
That Lakshmi Mataji, yeah, is poor, yeah.
Okay. Is my screen shared? Can you see the screen?
Not yet, Prabhuji. It's blank.
Oh, weird. It says my screen is in the sharing mode. Okay, let me do this again. You cannot start screen share while the other participant is sharing. Who is sharing?
No, yeah, now the old one is left. Now you can share.
Okay. Yeah. Now I can share. Technology, huh? Yeah. Okay, so that is the reason Mother Lakshmi, she cursed Brigumani and all the Brahmanas that I will never reside with you, and then you will have to beg alms. Okay? So now we'll move ahead with the next verse, 10:26.
Prabhuji, we can't see your screen.
You still can't see my screen?
No, Prabhuji.
Oh. Okay. It says stop broadcast. Okay, now I have to start. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Okay, 10:26. Giriraj Prabhu.
Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam Deva Rishinam Cha Narada Gandharvanam Chitrarata Siddhanam Kapilo Muni. Translation: of all trees I am the banyan tree, and of the sages among the demigods I am Narada. The Gandharvas I am Chitraratha, and among perfected beings I am the sage Kapila.
The banyan tree Ashwatha is one of the highest and most beautiful trees, and people in India often worship it as one of their daily morning rituals. Amongst the demigods, they also worship Narad, who is considered the greatest devotee in the universe. Thus, he is the representation of Krishna as a devotee. The Gandharva planet is filled with entities who sing beautifully, and among them, the best singer is Chitrarath. Amongst the perfect living entities, Kapil, the son of Devahuti, is a representation of Krishna. He is considered an incarnation of Krishna, and his philosophy is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Later on, another Kapil became famous, but his philosophy was atheistic. Thus, there is a gulf of difference between them. So, Chitrarath Maharaj is one of the Gandharvas who reside in the Gandharva Lok, and he's the king. And he was the one who had captured the Kauravas, Duryodhan, Karna, and everyone. So when the Pandavas were in exile, at that time, Duryodhan actually always was trying to annoy the Pandavas. So there was a beautiful pond, very beautiful pond in the forest. And there was slots, like we have slot that, okay, this singer will sing for this time, this Prabhuji will sing Gaur Aarti, this Mataji will sing Narsimha Aarti, like that. So they had a slot that the general public, they can take bath in that pond for this time, and then you have to clear the whole space because the Gandharvas are coming and that slot is booked for them. So they will enjoy that garden and the pond and everything. So Duryodhan, he was trying to taunt the Pandavas that you see we are enjoying actually. Duryodhan never slept a single night. When the Pandavas went to exile, he was always anxious. So, but still he, aadat se majboor hai. So he was, you can never change one's way. So Duryodhan always was envious. He was completely jealous and envious. So he wanted to taunt the Pandavas. So he goes in the pond and he's with his wife and all the associates, and there is Karn, there is all Dushasana and everyone. And the time was up. He did not realize. And Chitrarath, with all the Gandharvas, he actually comes. And first he very, very humbly said that, okay, this time is for us, for the Gandharvas, so please leave the place, the premises. So Duryodhan was very in egoistic way. He said, oh, do you know who I am? I am the future king of Hastinapur. So you get lost. And then Chitrath was offended that how dare you speak to me like that? Do you know I am a Gandharva? So he said, do you know I am the king? And then there was a fight that broke out. And Chitrath and the Gandharvas, they are so powerful that Duryodhan did not have a chance. He captured Karan, Duryodhan, Dushasan and everyone who was there, and he hung Duryodhan upside down. He was in rope and he was upside down. And he was about to kill Duryodhan. At that time, the wife of Duryodhan, I'm forgetting the name, Dushala, I think. So she ran towards Yudhishthir Maharaj because she knew that the Pandavas are nearby. She ran towards Yudhishthir Maharaj and pleaded that Chitrarath is going to kill my husband. Please, you are my brother, please save him. And Bhim was so happy when he heard this news. So Yudhishthir Maharaj ordered Bhim, you go and you save Duryodhan. And he was so angry at Yudhishthir Maharaj. Come on, he deserves to die, let him die. Then Yudhishthir Maharaj asked Arjun, please go and save him. Arjun was very obedient. So was Bhim, but he was very angry with, Bhim Sen was very angry with Duryodhan. So then Arjun goes. And then he saw that pitiful state. And Yudhishthir Maharaj also goes, Bhim also goes. And then he had to fight. Because now Duryodhan is captured. So he had to fight with Chitrarath and all the Gandharvas. And these Gandharvas are so powerful. The problem is the way they fought is they could become invisible while fighting. So if your enemy is invisible, you have no idea where to shoot the arrow. Because then you are just shooting blindly in all the directions, but they are invisible. So this was the power of the Gandharvas. They could shoot an arrow from one place, and when you shoot, they will become invisible and they will stand behind you. Then they will change their place. So like that. Now Arjun was so great that he could actually see the invisible people as well. That is the power of Arjun. That is why he is the greatest warrior. People think it's Karna. No, there is no match actually. Arjun was such a warrior that he defeated Chitrarath in that fight, whom the complete Kauravas could not defeat. Arjun single-handedly defeated the complete Gandharvas. And then they left. And now Arjun has to release Duryodhan. So he made steps from his arrows. And then he shot an arrow. With that he cut the topmost rope. And Duryodhan fell to his head. And like, a ball bounces one step, second step, third step, fourth step. Similarly, he bounced from one to the second to the third and the fourth. And at the final step, Yudhishthir Maharaj was standing and Duryodhan fell flat like he is doing Dandavats to Yudhishthir Maharaj. This was again Arjun had made it in such a way he was so sharp and skillful warrior that he designed it in such a way that Duryodhan will understand that this is the mercy of Yudhishthir Maharaj, fall at his feet. It's because of him that you are alive today. Else you would have been dead. And still Duryodhan could not understand who Arjun is. If he can do this single-handedly, is that too in exile. So just understand that when he is with Bhim, when he is with Krishna, then what's going to happen? But, ego is ego. So yeah, that is the story of Chitrarath. Moving ahead, 1027.
Yes, Giriraj, sure. Utti sarvam ashvanam vidimam amrito bhavam airavatam vichindranam naranam naradipam. Translation. Of horses know me to be Uchisarva, produced during the churning of the ocean for nectar. Of lordly elephant I am Eravat, and among the men I am the monarch.
Yeah. Okay, first let's see the purport, then I'll explain. The devotee demigods and the demons Asuras once took part in churning the sea. From this churning nectar and poison were produced, and Lord Shiv drank the poison. From the nectar were produced many entities, of which there was a horse named Uchchaishrava. Remember this, Uchchaishrava, and Airavat. Another animal produced from the nectar was an elephant named Airavat. Because these two animals were produced from nectar, they have special significance and they are representatives of Krishna. Why Uttaishrava is Lord Ram's horse. Amongst the human beings, the king is the representative of Krishna because Krishna is the maintainer of the universe, and the kings who are appointed on account of their godly qualifications are maintainers of their kingdoms. Kings like Maharaj Yudhishthir, Maharaj Parikshit, and Lord Ram were all highly righteous kings who always thought of the citizens' welfare. In Vedic literature, the king is considered to be the representative of God. In this age, however, with the corruption of the principles of religion, monarchy decayed and is now finally abolished. It is to be understood that in the past, however, people were more happy under righteous kings. So again, Uttaishrava. So first we know that what came? The poison. Lord Shiva drinks that poison. And then there are 14 ratnas that comes out of the churning of the ocean. And then Mother Lakshmi also comes out. So ocean is the mother and father of Mother Lakshmi. And the name Lakshmi means gold and Ami means Amrit. Because the goal of the Samudra Manthan churning was Amrit and Mother Lakshmi comes out, that is why the name Lakshmi. Okay, and she marries Lord Vishnu, and Uttaishrava was taken by Lord Vishnu again, so Lord Ram used to ride, and Airavat, the elephant, was taken by Indra. So Airavat is the vehicle or Vahan of Lord Indra. So this is one of my favorite pastimes, this Samudra Manthan. We will take this in detail when it comes in the Bhagavatam class. Okay? 10:28.
Yes, Krishna Mataji.
आयुधानामहं व्रजं धेनूनामस्मि कामधुक् प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्प सर्पाणामस्मि वासुकी. Translation of the weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among the cows, I am the Surabhi. Of causes for procreation, I am Kandarp, the god of love, and of serpents, I am Vasuki.
The thunderbolt, indeed a mighty weapon, represents Krishna's power. In Krishna Lok, in the spiritual sky, there are cows which can be milked at any time, and they give as much milk as one likes. Of course, such cows do not exist in this material world, but there is mention of them in Krishna Lok. The Lord keeps many such cows which are called Surabhi. It is stated that the Lord is engaged in herding the Surabhi cows. Kandarpa is the sex desire for presenting good sons. Therefore, Kandarpa is the representative of Krishna. Sometimes sex is engaged in only for some gratification. Such sex does not represent Krishna, but sex for the generation of good children is called Kandarpa and represents Krishna. Okay? So thunderbolt again is the weapon of Lord Indra. And that thunderbolt is Vajra, was made from the bones of a rishi called Dadichi. I might be wrong, I think that is the name. There is a pastime behind it, we'll take it some other time. So that is the thunderbolt. Surabhi cows we all know from Brahma Samhita, where it is mentioned that what he is doing, Surabhi Rabipala Yantam, that he is herding the cows who Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Govind, he is actually tending to the cows. And these cows, the milk is that the fragrance are different fragrance of the milk. And then there is Padmagandha cows, whose milk is of the fragrance of lotus flower. And then there are different cows, different colors, and there are different sets as well. 108 cows in one set, then 108 in the second. So it's very beautiful, Golok Vrindavan Dham. And he says of the procreation, I am Kandarpa. Kandarpa Koti, we also see, right? That Koti Kandarpa. Kandarpa means actually Kamadev or Cupid. So Kandarpa Koti is also Pika. Pika means it does not, if there are millions of Kamadev, if they stand in front of Lord Ram or Lord Krishna, then also there is no equation. Lord Krishna is so beautiful that he can fail thousands and millions of Cupids or Kamadev at once. And of the serpents, he says, I am Vasuki, the king of the snakes. 29th. Yes, Shakuntala Mataji. Are you on mute, Mataji?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Ananta Shashami Nagaram Varuno Yadasamaham Pitranama Chasmi Yama Sanyamata Maham. Translation: of the many hooded Nagas, I am Ananta, and among the aquatics, I am the demigod Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryamana, and among the dispensers of law, I am Yama, the lord of death.
Among the many hooded Nag serpents, Anant is the greatest, as is the demigod Varun among the aquatics. They both represent Krishna. So when Lord Ram, he became angry at the ocean. Remember, the ocean was not giving way to Lord Ram to cross to find to meet Mother Sita. So for the first time in Ramayana, we see the anger of Lord Ramchandra. And then Varun Dev, Samudra Dev, actually he comes shivering. So everything has a personification, like Kali Yuga. There's a person called Kali Yuga. Dharma, there is a person. Bhagavatam is a person. So it's all personified. Okay. They both represent Krishna. There is also a planet of Pitas, ancestors, Pitralok, presided over by Aryama, who represents Krishna. So Aryama, he is the king of the Pitralok, and the Vahan, vehicle of Aryama is crow, kawa. That is why it is recommended that during Shraddh, the Pitralok time, we have to feed the crows, the black crows, because they pass on that to Aryama, because Aryama has his own share. And when he becomes pleased, the king becomes pleased, so he gives it back to his citizens. So who are the citizens? Our forefathers, our ancestors. They are residing in Pitralok. So through the crows, it goes to Aryama, and then Aryama bestows his mercy on them. Okay, this is the science and logic behind that. There are many living entities who give punishment to the miscreants, and among them Yam is the chief. Yam or Yamraj is situated in a planet near this earthly planet. After that, those who are very sinful are taken there, and Yam arranges different kinds of punishments for them. So Yamraj resides in Shamanipuri, and his place of work, his headquarters is the hellish planets, where all the Yamdutas are there. Then there are two guards called Shravan and Shravani. And it is said they are 24 feet long. Feet or foot, I don't know. We are 6 foot, right? They're feet. It's like more. And they're 24 feet, really huge, both. And they can actually pierce our mind and go inside our mind, and also they can find out what we are thinking. So what happens is, when someone who has done everything wrong in their life, they have tortured others, they have eaten meat their whole life, they have cheated people, or whatever it is, they have just done nonsense throughout their life. And when they go to hell, they are dragged. They are dragged in heated sand for millions and millions of miles. And for 350 days, they are dragged. During that time, they will only get water and shelter if they have given someone water. For instance, if a guest comes to your house, or let's say you go to the temple and then someone asks for a glass of water and you give them one glass of water, then in those 350 days, you will only get one glass of water. There is scorching heat. The sun, it is said, is only 10 feet above you. And the whole path made from lava, hot lava, and you have to walk barefoot because we won't be walking. So there are 3 Yamadutas who will drag us through chains. 2 will be our 2 hands will be chained by 2, and 1 will be around our neck. And he will be from behind, he will whip us that you have to go. And we are giving a special kind of body that never dies. So you will think that, oh, there is lava we will burn. No, we will not burn. Not we, the people who are miscreants. They will not burn, because that body will be like, it will never vanish. But you will feel all the pain, all the trauma, and whatever you have done to others, you will have to go through all that emotion. If you have hurt someone, you will be hurt at that time. And if you gave someone shelter in your house, you gave some money to orphanage, and because of you, some orphan kids or some old people got shelter. So then there are few trees, only few trees in those 350 days. You will be given 5 minutes, 10 minutes to sit under that tree. That's it. And again, after the time duration is over, you will be dragged. And then you go in front of the gate of hell. Now this is just a trailer. This is not where the punishment begins. The punishment is yet to begin now. This was just your journey to hell. Now there, the two guards, Shravan and Shravani, because now the person becomes so fearful that if this was the trailer, just imagine what's awaiting us. And at that time, the soul starts telling all the lies. Oh, I did not do that, because then Chitragupt will be called. So there is a demigod by the name Chitragupt, and he is the accountant of all our karma. So he has our books. So in this book, there will be a karma book of every one of us. So Yamaraj would say that please bring the book of so and so, such and such person, and then he will flip the pages. So he did this on this date. He did this on that day. And then the person is so fearful, he would say, oh no, I did not do this. This is a lie. This is a lie. And at that time, Shravan and Shravani, who are the guards, they will pierce the mind and they will say, no, he is lying. I can see, because if I will ask you anything, you can lie, but in your mind, you know the truth, that you did that, isn't it? So Shravan and Shravani will know that they did this. And they will immediately say that to Yamaraj, they are lying, and then one whip more from the three Yamdutas. So Yamaraj actually, he does this. That is why we have to be very careful not to hurt anyone, not to do anything. A single thing that we do, we'll have to go to hell for that. Moving ahead, 10:30.
Yes, Kanchi Mataji.
प्रहलताश्चमी दैत्यनां कलाकल्लितमहं मृगणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहं विनतश्च पक्षिणाम्. Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlad. Among the subduers, I am Time. Among beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am Garud.
Diti and Aditi are two sisters. The sons of Diti are called Adityas, and the sons of Diti are called Daityas. All the Adityas are devotees of the Lord, and all the Daityas are atheistic. Although Prahlad was born in the family of the Daityas, he was a great devotee from his childhood. Because of his devotional service and godly nature, he is considered to be a representative of Krishna. So, Kashyap Muni, son of Lord Brahma, he had 19 wives. And among them, there were two sisters, Diti and Aditi, and I think there were more sisters. The same sisters married to Kashyap Muni. So once Aditi, Aditi is the mother of the Dev, and Aditi is of the Daityas, right?
No, Prabhuji, Aditi is for the Adityas. Adityas are devotees and Daityas are not devotees.
Yeah, Didi, this is how I remember. So Diti, Daitya. So once in the evening time, so in the morning Brahm Muhurt and in the evening time, no one should sleep, A, and B, no one should do anything to break the four regulative principles, and C, no one should get physical intimate with their spouse at this time. Why? Because Lord Shiva, he takes a parikrama with all his Shivgans. And who are the Shivgans? They are the Bhoot Pret. So Lord Shiva goes at that time. So morning and evening, twice a day, he goes out in parikrama. And these Shivgans, if they see anyone who is doing these kind of things, then they curse. So at that time, Diti actually, she wanted a child. from Kashyap Muni. And Kashyap Muni said that no, this is not the, so that was evening time, Sandhya, when the sun is setting. He said, no, this is not the time. Lord Shiva actually, he is going out with all the Shivgans. So she then criticized that Lord Shiva, he himself, he does not wear any clothes, he is naked all the time, and he is with all the bhut. What will he do? You are such a great saint, my husband. So no, I want a child right now. And Kashyap Muni, he tried his best that no, this is not the correct time. But she was so much absorbed that I want a child right, I want to conceive a child right now, that Kashyap Muni could not refuse. And as a result, twins were born, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So if someone conceives a child in that time, the child will become a demon and will create havoc in the society. You see the terrorists and all the people. So these were conceived during that time. So one has to be very mindful and careful of this. Anyway, moving ahead. When Hiranyakashipu and his wife Kayadu, when Mother Kayadu was pregnant with Prahlad Maharaj, at that time, Mother Kayadu, she was a devotee. And her guru was Narad Muni. So Narad Muni actually used to come and he used to recite Bhagavatam. And he used to recite Harikatha. At that time, Hiranyakashipu had gone out to do tapasya for 36,000 Divya years, celestial years. He was doing tapasya to become the greatest, to become immortal, to become Lord Vishnu. That is a different story, but here, for 100 years, Prahlad Maharaj inside the womb of his mother, he actually heard Harikatha from Narad Muni. And then, Mother Kayadu was actually kidnapped by Indra and all the Devatas because they thought that if one Hiranyakashipu is so demoniac that he has the power to kill the entire creation, just imagine the power of his son. If he is also such, if he is of that caliber, that demoniac, then what's going to happen to all of us? He will kill all of us. So then he thought that better let's kidnap the wife, Mother Kayadu, and then we will kill the child. We will not let the child be born. At that time, then Narad Muni, he comes and then he says, no, the child inside the womb is not an ordinary child. He is one of the greatest devotees of Lord Krishna. And then very respectfully, Indra then goes and he takes care of Mother Kayadu, and then Prahlad Maharaj, he is born, who turns out to be a great devotee. So even though he is a Daitya, the son of Prahlad Maharaj is Virochan, who again is a Daitya, he is atheistic. And Virochan's son is Bali Maharaj, again a great devotee, a Mahajan. So you see, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakashipu's father is a great devotee, Kashyap Muni. Hiranyakashipu, a demon. Then his son Prahlad Maharaj, a devotee. His son Virochan, a demon. And his son Bali Maharaj is a devotee. Because both the Daityas and Adityas means the demigods, the Devatas, and the Asuras, they are brothers. Same father, it is Kashyap Muni. Okay, moving ahead. There are many subduing principles, but time wears down all things in the material universe and so represents Krishna. Of the many animals, the lion is the most powerful and ferocious. So Mother Durga, she sits on a lion. And of the million varieties of birds, Garud, the bearer of Lord Vishnu, is the greatest. I've told you the story of Garud as well. How Garud was so sharp that he took the Amrit. There was a fight. I've told you the story, right? That there was a fight between the two mothers, and then there was a fight, and this Amrit was with Indra, and Garud very tactfully goes and he captures that Amrit and gives it to, the story continues. And when Lord Vishnu goes to know that, oh, this is how Garud actually handled the situation, so Lord Vishnu says that I have a job vacancy for you. You don't even have to give any interview. If you want, here is your offer letter. Today onwards, you become my Vahan. And then Garud accepts. Yes, I will do this. And then from that day onwards, he serves Lord Vishnu as the Vahan. So he is the greatest among the birds, Garud. So again, there is another story, Yamraj Garud. So once what happened was that there was Lord Yamraj was going to meet Lord Shiva in Kailash. There was a meeting scheduled in Kailash. So he goes, and there was Lord Vishnu as well. So Lord Vishnu was also there. So Garud was also there. Now, when he was going, he was staring at one small bird. He was staring at the bird. So the bird became very frightened. If Lord Yam, he lays eyes on you, it means your death is near. So she understood that I'm going to die now. So then she approached her brother, Garud, because both are the same species, bird. So she approached Garud while Garud was waiting because there was a meeting going on between Lord Yam, Lord Shiv and Lord Vishnu. So she said, he gave me the death stare. So I think I'm going to die. Garud said, don't worry. You are one of my species. I will save you. So he took that small bird on his back and he flew to the other side of the world. And there was a small cave and he hid that bird inside the cave and he closed the door and he comes back. When the meeting was over, he comes out. Who? Yamraj, he comes out. And now he is giving the stare to Garud. And even Garud is taken aback. Why are you giving me the stare? He says, no, I'm not staring at you. I'm confused. Why are you confused? You see, there was a bird when I was entering Kailash. He said, oh yeah, I know there was a bird you were about to kill, but understand that the bird is from my species. So I saved the bird. And then Yamraj asked, how did you save the bird? He said that I took the bird to the other side of the world and entered, kept it safe inside a cave. So Yamraj started laughing very hysterically and loudly. So Garud started shaking. He was very frightened with the laugh of Yamraj and he asked, you are scaring me. Why did you laugh? He said, I'm laughing because see, when I was looking at that bird before the meeting, I was very confused because I knew that this bird is going to die in few moments in the other side of the world. And I was thinking that how will this bird go to the other side? Because she does not have the capacity to fly to the other side of the world in few moments. But see, you did that work for me. Because in that cave, there was a cat who was sitting, waiting for eating that bird. So this is the story of Garud, Lord Yamaraj, and that. It means the moral of the story is if something has to happen, it will happen. No one can do. The Garud thought that he is actually saving the small bird from death, but he was the very cause of the death of that bird. Moving ahead, yeah. 35.
Yes, Subha Mataji.
Shamasaki Mataji, I think.
Yes, Prabhuji. पवनः पवताम् अस्मि रामः शस्त्रभृताम् अहम् झसानम् मकरश्चास्मि स्रोतसाम् अस्मि जानवी of purifiers I am the wind, of the wielders of weapons I am Ram, of fishes I am the shark, and flowing rivers I am the Ganges.
Of all the aquatics, the shark is one of the biggest and is certainly the most dangerous to man. Thus, the shark represents Krishna. So yeah, again he's saying that he is the greatest of purifiers and the wind. So again, when we know Vayudev, he is the consoler, he is the chief of the winds. And Bhim and Lord Hanuman, they are both Vayuputra. They both are the sons of Vayudevata. And our Sampradaya, we are part of Madhva Sampradaya. So there are 4 Sampradayas, right? There is Brahma Sampradaya, there is Rudra Sampradaya, there is Shri Sampradaya, and there is Kumar Sampradaya. And 4 Sampradayas, the person who has begun the Sampradaya. So Brahma Sampradaya was founded by Madhvacharya. Shri Sampradaya by Ramanujacharya, who is Lakshman, Lord Lakshman. And then the other 2 Sampradayas, Vishnu Swami and Nimbarkacharya. The Rudra Sampradaya is founded by Vishnu Swami. And the 4th, Sanat Kumar, the Kumar Sampradaya is by Nimbarkacharya. So now let's come to Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya, who has founded our Sampradaya, ISKCON falls under Brahma Madhva God Sampradaya. So because it comes from Lord Brahma and was founded by Madhvacharya, that is why Brahma, Madhva, and then it comes down to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gauranga. So from him the word comes Gaudiya. We are all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Sampradaya. This is our identity. When we will go back to Krishna, so the Dwarpal will check with us. He will say which Sampradaya, and then we'll have to tell. And then he will say what is the password to enter. At that time we will have to tell the mantra of our Guru Maharaj. And then Prabhupada's mantra. And then Prabhupada will be called, our Guru Maharaj will be called, our sadhana card, all the reports will be checked, and then they will say, okay, fine, they can come inside Golok now. So you see, but why I'm telling you this? Because Vayudev's putra is Bhimasen and Hanumanji, and Madhvacharya is the combination of Bhimasen and Hanumanji. So these two combined together as one person comes down as Madhvacharya in Kali Yuga, and then he founded this Sampradaya we are a part of today. So that is when, and we all know Lord Ram, Ramayana we know, and of the fish he is the most dangerous shark, and of the flowing rivers he is the purest Ganga, Ganges. 30 seconds.
Yes, Amit Prabhu, you want to know?
Yes, Prabhu. Sarganam adirantascha madhyam chaivaham arjuna adhyatma vidya vidyanam vada pravadatam aham. Translation. Of all creations, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle, O Arjuna. Of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth.
Among the creative manifestations, the first is the creation of the total material elements. As explained before, the cosmic manifestation is created and conducted by Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. And then again, it is annihilated by Lord Shiva. Brahma is a secondary creator. All these agents of creation, maintenance, and annihilation are incarnations of the material qualities of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, he is the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creation. For advanced education, there are various kinds of books of knowledge, such as the 4 Vedas. There are 6 supplements, the Vedanta Sutra, books of logic, books of religiosity, and the Puranas. So altogether, there are 14 divisions of books of education. Of these, the book which presents Adhyatma Vidya, spiritual knowledge, in particular, the Vedanta Sutra represents Krishna. Among logicians, there are different kinds of arguments. Supporting one's argument with evidence that also supports the opposing side is called Jalpa. Merely trying to defeat one's opponent is called Vitanda. But the actual conclusion is called Vad. This conclusive truth is a representation of Krishna. So these are all very technical terms, Vedanta Sutra. So I think in one of the lectures I had told you, there are 6 branches, 6 thoughts of school. Like there is Nyay, there is different. I think I shared a note as well. If required, I will share that again. But that is technical. It's not the time now to go and deeply try to understand this. So that is kind of Vedanta Sutras, the whole Vedas. After compiling them, then Vyasdev, he knew that people would not be able to understand everything. So he just coded all the Vedas, and that is called Vedanta Sutra. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the Vedanta Sutra for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas is Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the essence. So we don't have to go to all those. Like the first sutra is Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Everything begins with inquisitiveness. Now every sutra has 5 aspects. There is Vishay, there is Sanshay, there is Purva Paksh, there is Uttar Paksh, and then there is Nirnay. So Vishay is Athato Brahma Jigyasa, meaning that we must inquire. We must take this knowledge of the Vedas and the Shastras. So this is Vishay. Vishay means subject. When we are writing thesis, what is the hypothesis? So this is the hypothesis. Then the second statement is Sanshay, doubt, counteractive, argue. Why should we inquire? What is the point of inquiring? When our goal, as per the Vedas, is to go to Swargalok and enjoy it. So why you need to inquire? Why you need to study anything? Just do Yajna Tapasya and go to Swargalok. So that is the argument. Sanshay, doubt. And the Purva Paksh means that supports the doubt. That yes, in fact, these are the quotes from the Vedas that say that we should all go to the heavenly planets and must enjoy all the Aishwarya of heavenly planets. There is no need to do deep studies of the Vedas. Now comes the Uttar Paksh. Uttar Paksh means it will support the hypothesis that we must inquire. So then in the Veda, in the Bhagavad-gītā, Krishna says that men of small intelligence, they are very much attracted by the flowery words of the Vedas. And then when you read the different versions of the Vedas written by our Vedavyas, then you will get to know that no, actually going to the heavenly planets is not the goal. There is something higher above that. And that is love of Godhead. We should aspire to go back to Krishna Lok. And then finally, the Nirnay will come up, the result. That because of so and so, there will be a judgment that yes, athato brahma jigyasa. That means you should inquire. Similarly, the second sutra is Janma Dasyato. So the beginning, the middle, the ending of this creation is done by that Supreme Personality of God. So these are all the codes, Vedanta Sutra. It's very difficult actually. You have to master Sanskrit to be able to understand that. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that for us, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Bhagavatam is our Vedanta. It is the end of all the Shastras because Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. This is all we have to know. And then through the pages of Bhagavatam, we have to realize this. Okay. So I think we did cover this. Now I am going to stop and reveal the secret because now I thought and I think we should have completed the 18th chapter, but we are also taking Bhagavatam class. That is why it's getting delayed. No question. Nice. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. I thought again I'm just blabbering. Okay. So if there is no question, we will stop here. Next class, I think Giriraj Prabhu again, he has one class left of Madhuri Kadambini. So we'll see if we can take tomorrow. 25th, I don't think we'll have class. I'll see. 26th is Ekadashi. So probably we might have a class on 25th. Okay, yes, Tanshi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the class. I haven't been following the class since the Bhagavad-gītā classes from the beginning because I joined late, of course, but I'm trying my best to join as many classes as I can. I have a question from 10.29. Okay. So you explained about how we will be dragged through
hellish life. Yeah.
Yes, through hellish life. You explained about that, and it is very scary. So, but you also mentioned that if we go to the temple, someone asks us for water, and we only hand them one glass, then we will get one glass of water. But if someone is only asking us for one glass of water, and we offer them another glass of water, but they don't want another glass of water, then is it होना
ओके मैं हिंदी में बताता हूँ. आपको डरने की बिल्कुल आवश्यकता नहीं है क्योंकि ये आप और मैं नरक नहीं जा रहे हैं. अब हम कितना भी प्रयास कर ले हम अब नरक नहीं जा सकते हैं. इट्स क्लोज्ड, द डोर्स आर क्लोज्ड फॉर अस. नरक वो लोग जाते हैं माता जी जो एक बार भी हरे कृष्णा नहीं बोले, वो लोग नरक जाते हैं. ठीक है. आपने तो कितने नाम जप कर लिए हैं, isn't it? आपने कितनी मंगल आरती कर ली है, आपने कितनी श्लोक कर लिए हैं, भगवद गीता के पढ़ दिए हैं, कितने बार प्रसादम खा लिया है. तो अब गारंटीड है आप प्रयास भी करोगे ना फिर भी अब आप नरक नहीं जा पाओगे. ये उन लोगों के लिए जो बिल्कुल भी नहीं करते हैं. वो अगर जाके अब आप जैसे बांग्लादेश में देखो क्या हो रहा है, वो जाके विग्रहों को तोड़ दिया जगन्नाथ जी के, प्रभुपाद के विग्रह को खंडित कर दिया उन लोगों ने, डिवोटीज को वो मार रहे हैं जान से, पानी में डुबा के को मार दिया. तो ऐसे लोगों के लिए बोला जा रहा है, इन लोगों को ले जाया जाएगा वहां पे. ये भक्तों के लिए नहीं है. भक्त हमेशा हमारे लिए नरक क्या है कि हमको फिर से जन्म लेना पड़ेगा, दैट इज आवर हेल. बट बाकी ये जो वास्तव में जो नरक का वर्णन है माता जी वो डिवोटीज के लिए नहीं होता. अभी तो आपने सुना ही नहीं, अभी तो पढ़ो भागवतम में 5म स्कंद में 28 प्रकार के नरकों का वर्णन. उसमें तो आत्मा कांप जाएगी इंसान की पढ़ने के बाद कि क्या क्या होने वाला है. अगर वो हम लोग देखें ना तो हमें से कोई एक भी व्यक्ति नहीं होगा इस कॉल पे जो नरक ना जा रहा हो. परंतु क्योंकि हमने माला जपी है, प्रभुपाद को सरेंडर करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, गुरु को सरेंडर करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, तो देयर इज नो क्वेश्चन कि कोई भी भक्त नरक जाएगा अनलेस 4 नियम का पालन हो रहा है. ठीक है.
जी प्रभु, I understand. Thank you so much for answering that, and it is very clear. And can I ask you a follow-up question? I know Giriraj Prabhu also has a question, but just a very quick question. हाँ, तो प्रभु जी आपने probably किसी और के लिए आंसर किया होगा. It's a very common question, I think. But after joining ISKCON and practicing devotional life, I understand rules and I understand the good and bad. But definitely, and I've never eaten meat or anything, but definitely I must have heard somebody before joining devotional life, right? How can how do I know if I've compensated for that, or how will I compensate for that?
हाँ, तो भगवान बोलते ना, सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य माम एकम शरणम व्रज अहम त्वाम सर्व पापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. इसका बताओ क्या अर्थ है? इसका अर्थ ये है कि जिस दिन आप पूर्ण रूप से मुझ में शरणागत हो जाओगे, जैसे अगर मान लीजिए कि अभी आप महामंत्र के साथ मान लीजिए कुछ और भी जप रहे हैं, शिव जी का मंत्र जप रहे हैं, गणेश जी का मंत्र जप रहे हैं, तो ये पूर्ण शरणागत है. कृष्ण बोल रहे जिस दिन आप पूर्ण शरणागत हो जाओगे, जैसे मैं बोलूंगा राइट तो राइट जाओगे, लेफ्ट बोलूंगा तो लेफ्ट जाओगे, कूद जाऊंगा तो कूद जाओगे, बोलूंगा अगर मैं तो राइट. जब वो लेवल की शरणागति जिस दिन आ जाएगी तो बोलते अहम त्वाम, मैं तुम्हारे सर्व पापेभ्यो, जितने भी पाप तुमने किए हैं अभी तक, प्रेजेंट में और पास्ट में, उसको अभी के अभी नष्ट कर दूंगा. परंतु उसके बाद जो आप पाप करोगे उसका भुगतान करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? तो जब आपने पहली माला जपी आपकी और आपने कृष्ण को बोला कि अब से बस आप ही मेरे सर्वोपरि हो, सब कुछ आप हो मेरे, उस दिन आपके प्रेजेंट और पास्ट सारे कर्म खत्म हो गए, सारे पाप खत्म हो गए. दिस इज ट्रूथ. बट फिर भी हम क्यों यहाँ पर हैं? क्योंकि उसके बाद भी हम पाप करते रहते हैं. इस डिवोटी ने ऐसे कैसे बोल दिया मुझे, इसने ऐसे नमक ज्यादा डाल दिया प्रसाद में, उसके बारे में बोलना, इसके बारे में बोलना, तो ये पाप फिर हम वैष्णव अपराध करते रहते. उसके वजह से हम जा नहीं पा रहे हैं. नहीं तो अगर वो नहीं करते ना तो अभी के अभी हम सब लोग निकल चुके होते भगवत धाम के लिए. ठीक है?
ठीक है प्रभु, समझ गई. हाँ जी, थैंक यू. हरि बोल.
यस गिरधर प्रभु.
हरे कृष्ण जी, थैंक यू फॉर दिस सेशन. जी, I had a doubt that yes, नरक तो नहीं जाएंगे बट स्वर्ग भी नहीं जाना, उसके लिए क्या करें? Because I heard in Jayapata Swami Maharaj quote that even if you do devotional service nicely, but if there is any material desire left, then you may have to go to स्वर्ग.
yes, वो तो और बुरा है. डिवोटी नरक जाने से नहीं डरते हैं, स्वर्ग जाने से ज्यादा डरते हैं. क्योंकि अगर एक बार आप स्वर्ग चले गए ना तो वहां पे आपकी अवधि जो है ना वो निर्धारित रहती है. इट इज फिक्स्ड कि आपको स्वर्ग में 1000 years तक रहना है. ओके. अब जब आप आई डोंट नो, आई थिंक 1000 years या 100 years ऐसा कुछ है, तो वो उनका 100 years है, हमारा नहीं. उनका 100 years इज आवर 36,000 years. अभी 10 साल बाद गोल्डन एज खत्म हो जाएगा कलयुग का. आप अगर 36,000 साल उधर रहते हो, फिर आप जब इधर आओगे तो सोचो यहाँ पे तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपको वैम्पायर और ज़ॉम्बीज मिलेंगे. इंसान तो खत्म हो, ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन खत्म हो जाएगा आज से 10,000 साल बाद. आपने अगर भगवान, किसी को शक भी हो गया ना कि आपने भगवान बोल दिया, तो आपको जिंदा खा जाएंगे कैनिबल्स की तरह. ये सिचुएशन होने वाली है. तो स्वर्ग तो और ज्यादा डेंजरस है, इसलिए कभी भी कामना करनी ही नहीं है हमको. आप 100 साल वहां पे कर लोगे, आनंद ले लोगे, उसके बाद क्या, फंस गए उसके बाद तो. राइट. सो जो जितने भी भक्त हैं, हमको यही प्रार्थना, यही याचना करनी है कि बहुत स्ट्रिक्टली साधना करें, और मन में अगर ऐश्वर्य भोग आया भी तो यही प्रार्थना करो कि भगवान ऊपर के लोकों में खींच लो मुझे कैसे भी, कि वहां से यहाँ पर ना आना पड़े. उसके बाद हम चले जाए बिजनेस क्लास में, कि वहां से हमको सीधे आप ब्रह्मलोक भेजो, ब्रह्मलोक से सूर्यलोक भेजो, और सूर्यलोक से वापस धाम में भेज दो मुझे. यहाँ पर ना आ पाऊं मैं, बस. समझ रहे हैं? और अगर यहाँ पर आए भी तो सिर्फ और करने के लिए आए, और दूसरा कुछ भी मेरा मंशा नहीं हो यहाँ पर आने का, इस मटेरियल भौतिक संसार में. ओके प्रभु जी.
यस प्रभु जी.
तो हमको प्रार्थना करना है प्रभु जी. प्रार्थना बहुत पावरफुल है. सिर्फ प्रार्थना ही हमको बचा सकता है, नहीं तो स्वर्ग गए तो फंस गए, गया, लुटिया डूब गई हमारी, वैसे समझ लो. यस. हाँ कृष्ण माता जी.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी. गिरधर प्रभु के क्वेश्चन से ये क्वेश्चन आया कि जैसे मैंने तो लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं कि जो भी आपकी मटेरियल डिजायर है फिर इसी जन्म में खत्म करके आगे जाओ.
लेकिन उनको ऐसा वो मत रखो, क्या बोलते हैं?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है कि आप खत्म, देखिए मटेरियल डिजायर खत्म नहीं कर सकते, आप उसको स्पिरिचुअलाइज कर सकते हैं, है ना, ध्रुव महाराज की तरह। जैसे देखिए ये ओशो की फिलॉसफी है, बोगस फिलॉसफी है, उसकी फिलॉसफी इज सेक्स टू सल्वेशन, कि आपके जितने भी काम के डिजायर्स हैं आप उसको ये निकेन प्रकार पूरा कर लो कि आपका उसमें बिल्कुल रस नहीं मिलेगा एक समय के बाद, और उसके बाद आपको मोक्ष मिल जाएगा। नहीं, दैट इज फ्लॉड फिलॉसफी। हमारी फिलॉसफी क्या है कि आपका जो भी मटेरियल डिजायर है आप उसको स्पिरिचुअलाइज कीजिए। आपको पिज्जा बर्गर खाना बहुत पसंद है, आप खाइए ना, किसने रोका है आपको? आप प्रसाद पाइए। आपको नाचना गाना बहुत पसंद है तो आप नाचिए, आके कीर्तन में आप गाइए। आपको सोना बहुत पसंद है, कोई बात नहीं, आप प्रयास कीजिए मंगल आरती में उठने का। ध्रुव महाराज का था ना मटेरियल डिजायर, क्या हुआ? पूर्ण रूप से उन्होंने चेष्टा कर ली कि अब तो मैं मर जाऊंगा लेकिन भगवत प्राप्ति कर दूंगा। भगवत प्राप्ति भी हुई, मटेरियल डिजायर्स भी पूरे हुए, ध्रुव लोक में भेज दिया गया और बोले उसके बाद पतन भी नहीं होगा, आप आ जाएंगे सीधे हमारे धाम में। सो भक्त को बस ध्रुव महाराज की तरह बनना है। डोंट बी शाई, डोंट बी एम्बेरेस्ड कि हमारे मटेरियल डिजायर हो तो होंगे ही होंगे। जो बोलता है नहीं है वो झूठ बोल रहा है। बिल्कुल है मटेरियल डिजायर, बहुत मटेरियल डिजायर, लेकिन हम प्रयास कर रहे हैं कृष्ण भक्ति करने का, और उनको कहीं ना कहीं हम प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि कैसे ना कैसे करके स्पिरिचुअलाइज कर दें। गाली बहुत देते थे पहले, ठीक है, अब दिमाग में सिर्फ हरि बोल ही घूम रहा है, तो अब गाली निकलना धीरे धीरे बंद हो गया है। अच्छा, गलत चीज देखते थे फोन पे, उसमें अब धीरे धीरे समय ही नहीं मिल रहा है, इतना सेवा है कि क्या करें। अच्छा, गलत चीज खाते थे, बाहर जाके मांस मछली खाते थे, अच्छा वो भी छूट गया। तो सब कुछ अब वही है ना कि आपने अपनी डोरी कृष्ण को दे दी माता जी, हम और आप, हमारे अंदर उतना सामर्थ्य है नहीं कि हम मटेरियल डिजायर्स को रोक सकें। इसीलिए तो हम कृष्ण के हाथ में दे रहे हैं कि अब जो है वो तेरा है भैया, आपको देख लो। आप जो दावा कर रहे हो कि वापस आना है, वापस आना है, वापस आना है, हाँ, आई डिजायर वापस आना है। So our desires are aligning. You are also desiring. I am also desiring. But बीच में कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं और मैं नहीं कर पा रही हूँ। तो अब मैं क्या करूं? आप रास्ता निकालो। वो निकालेंगे क्योंकि वो जानते हैं ना कैसे निकालना है रास्ता, है ना?
यस। प्रभु जी एक चीज और पूछो
जी।
मैंने एक माता जी की रील देखी थी, उन्होंने कहा था कि लाइक हमारा माइंड हमें बहुत ऐसे, लाइक माया देवी है, लाइक उन्होंने एग्जैक्टली क्या बोला था याद नहीं, पर ये बोला था कि हम लोग जब कृष्णा पे डिपेंडेंट होने लग जाते हैं, व्हेन वी टेक हिज शेल्टर, सो आवर माइंड ट्रिक्स अस टू थिंक कि अब छोटी छोटी बातों के लिए भगवान के पास क्या जा रहे हो, वो परेशान हो जाएंगे ये सब चीजों से। तो लाइक वो चीज से कैसे डील करेंगे?
नहीं, वो हमको वैसे ट्रेनिंग चाहिए। जैसे बच्चा होता है ना, बचपन में आप कुछ भी करो तो क्या बोलता है? मम्मी से बोल दूंगा, पापा से बोल दूंगा, राइट? तो वो बचपन में होता है, लेकिन जब बड़ा हो जाता है तो उसको लगता है कि दे कैन डील विद देमसेल्व्स, फिर वो वाक्य खत्म हो जाता है। फिर आप कभी नहीं सुनोगे 25 साल के बच्चे को बोले मम्मी से बोल दूंगा, शिकायत लगा दूंगा, नहीं, क्योंकि दे थिंक दैट दे आर नाउ इंडिपेंडेंट। बट जो एक भक्त होता है वो कभी भी उसको ऐसा नहीं सोचना, इसलिए संग में रहना बहुत जरूरी है। तभी मैंने बोला ना कि आप हर चीज में प्रयास करें कि कृष्ण को क्रेडिट दें। बाय गुरुज एंड गौरांगाज मर्सी ये हुआ है, जॉब लगी, कृपा से लगी है। कैसा चल रहा है माता जी, आप कैसे हो? भगवान की कृपा से, गुरु कृपा से अच्छी हूं मैं प्रभु जी। अच्छा, प्रसाद कैसा है? भगवान की कृपा से आज बहुत अच्छा पा लिया मैंने प्रसाद। सो जब ये हम प्रैक्टिस में लाएंगे ना, बार बार बोलने के लिए, बार बार हम हरे कृष्णा क्यों बोलते हैं एक दूसरे को मिलके? हम डायरेक्टली भी तो बात कर सकते हैं, बट आप कभी भी मुझे मैसेज करते हो तो आप हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम, फिर वापस रिप्लाई आएगा हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। तो ये क्यों आ रहे हैं? हम अपने दिमाग को, माइंड को ट्रेन कर रहे हैं हम लोग कि हर चीज में जब आप भक्त से मिल रहे हो तो आपका वाक्य कृष्णा से ही प्रारंभ होगा, हरे कृष्णा से, दंडवत प्रणाम से, जो भी चीज है। तो ये चीज ना, ये बहुत सबकॉन्शियसली काम करता है हमारे जीवन में। क्योंकि मैंने देखा है अभी क्या होता है कि जैसे मान लीजिए कुछ हुआ, आप स्लिप हुए, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि आप भक्त हो के नहीं, उस समय आपके मुंह से क्या निकलेगा। बहुत लोग के मुंह से निकलेगा मम्मी, बहुत लोग के मुंह से कुछ गलत शब्द निकलेगा, बहुत लोग के मुंह से कुछ निकले, लेकिन अगर कृष्णा निकल गया मतलब समझ लो आप भक्ति कर रहे हो, राइट? ठीक है, तुरंत कृष्णा निकल गया है, जो भी। सो वो प्रैक्टिस में लाना पड़ेगा।
यस प्रभु जी, ओके, थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
हरि बोल। यस, और कौन, कोई प्रश्न? ठीक है, कृष्णा माता जी आज नहीं है क्या? उन्होंने तो पूछा था क्लास का, मैं तो भूल भी गया था आज क्लास है। ठीक है, चलो
जी आई थी फिर चली गई।
हाँ फिर ठीक है, ओके। वांछकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। थैंक्स फॉर जॉइनिंग। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।